Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. And for my continued followers, I want to say thank you as I come up and put up these videos that are kind of true crime stories or relevant social, culture, and social economic issues that are taking place in our country and throughout the world, just to navigate ourselves through this wonderful, strange place we call the world and the universe. And I got one out of Minnesota. Here's another one dealing with a teacher and a student. I'm seeing that quite a bit these days. I don't know if it's because of social media and we're paying closer attention to it, or has this been going on for a long time? And this one is about a Minnesota teacher of vulnerable students accused of having sex with the student. A Minnesota high school teacher of students with developmental and cognitive disabilities was arrested on criminal sexual misconduct charges for allegedly having sex with a former student, several outlets reported. Ann Margaret Bacon, 24, of Hastings, was charged on Monday in Ramsey County District Court with one count of felony third-degree criminal sexual conduct, according to a criminal complaint reviewed by USA Today. According to the criminal complaint, Miss Bacon is accused of starting a sexual relationship with an 18-year-old student about a month before he graduated last year from high school. Bacon is also accused of buying alcohol for minors and smoking weed with minors. School resource officer and the Tarleton High School administration received a report from a witness on February 6 that Miss Bacon had sex with the former student. Bacon resigned from her role on Thursday. Both the school resource officer and school officials informed police about the reports, and Miss Bacon was questioned and arrested. And they're saying that the inappropriate relationship was first reported in July 2023. The witness said she and a friend initially reported the relationship between Miss Bacon and the student in July of 2023, but were not able to produce any evidence at the time, according to the criminal complaint. When school officials questioned Miss Bacon about the reports at that time, she denied having inappropriate interactions with students, and no further action was taken. The witness reported Miss Bacon again this month because she was concerned. The witness reported Miss Bacon again this month because she was concerned about Bacon continuing to teach, and as a special education teacher, had access to vulnerable students. According to the complaint, Miss Bacon had sex with the student on 5 different occasions at a motel in Van Nuys Heights between May 8th and July 4th, and at her apartment in St. Paul, Minnesota in July 2023. A second witness told law enforcement that she was in a relationship with the victim that ended in January 2024 after she learned that the student was still in contact with Miss Bacon. So this is his ex-girlfriend. The ex-girlfriend said she found sexually explicit messages and nude photos of Miss Bacon on the victim's phone. Some of the images included videos of Bacon drinking with the student and his friends were from May 2023. The ex-girlfriend of the guy also told police that Bacon bought her and other friends alcohol. According to the complaint, she and her cousin, who was 17 at the time, electronically sent $40 to Miss Bacon to pay for part of the alcohol Miss Bacon bought for them. Man, this teacher was all over the place with these students and being very reckless. She getting Venmo payments from them and all kind of stuff. Miss Bacon denied purchasing alcohol for the minors. However, she acknowledged getting a $40 Venmo payment for liquor or LIQQ on June 21st, 2023, but claimed she didn't remember who it was from or what it was for. Then you had a teacher and the students that are giving various accounts. Police interviewed Miss Bacon and the victim, the guy. Bacon initially denied the relationship, but eventually admitted to having sex with the former student, and that it began when he was in her class, according to the criminal complaint. Ms. Bacon said they stopped having sex in July 2023 and that they are now just friends. The victim told police the two first had sex in July 2023 and denied having a sexual relationship with Ms. Bacon before his graduation. He told police he and Ms. Bacon were exclusively dating and that he stays at her apartment sometimes. In response to USA Today's request for comment, Independent School District 622 shared a message sent by Tartan High School Principal Bethany Descent to families. Please be assured that the trust and safety of our students remain our utmost priority. We are cooperating fully with law enforcement's investigation and will continue to do so throughout the process. We understand that this news affects our school community. School counselors and administrators are available for any students needing support, Descent wrote in the message. So you got this teacher who was having Ann Margaret Bacon, 24, and we're seeing this quite a bit throughout our country, where these young teachers in their mid-20s, late 20s, even early 30s, you're seeing a lot of them being female teachers that are having relationships with male students. Now, the caveat and the interesting part in this situation is the way that it became criminal is her being a teacher and a person in a superior position than the student. Had, in actuality, in the state of Minnesota, according to the law, she could have had a relationship, a consensual relationship with even a 16-year-old or 17-year-old if it was not under the auspices of teacher and student, if that makes sense. So if she had met a 16 or 17-year-old boy, male, independently on her own time, there would be no criminal charges. But even with the kid being 18 and a senior, so he's of age and he consented to it, with her being in a position of leadership and a superior role as a teacher and him a student, it becomes criminal. And as we all know, the law is very philosophical in nature. It can be molded and shaped like a ball of clay in many different ways. It's not scientific like math, where 2 and 2 is 4. In the law, it's very philosophical. You get the right lawyer, he can convince a juror, he or she could convince a jury that 2 plus 2 is 7 many times. But we are seeing a lot of cases where, and I'm not making this a race issue, but I'm seeing several cases where you're seeing white females, many times married, beautiful young ladies, that are making these mistakes and unfortunate decisions with these students in as far down as middle school all the way through high school, and getting themselves in quite a bit of trouble. She could end up, based on this charge, she could end up this felony 3rd degree sexual misconduct if she pleads guilty, she can end up on the sex registry for 10 years, and then she can get off since it's a 3rd degree felony. So she would have to register as a sex offender for 10 years, and then she can get off. She was a special education teacher, had this relationship, alcohol and all this. It's amazing how these young teachers are feeling so comfortable, as if they're forgetting in this utopian environment that they are the same age and they can do the same things that these high school students can do, and they cannot. Tell me what your thoughts are. This is a case out of Minnesota that just recently took place, and this teacher, Miss Ann Margaret Bacon, is in some trouble. This has been a Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth.